We all know that we need a coach, right? I am live for the first time on this channel. Check it out. Bear with me for a few minutes amongst your busy schedule. And I think you're going to take a golden nugget away from this. Oh, yes. I think there's going to be something tangible for you to take and run with for your life, wherever you're at. I was a nobody, man. I literally had so many insecurities. I stuttered. I was insecure. I was so introverted. I really put it that way. Naturally, I believe that I am introverted. But nowadays, 8 years later, I'd almost never know. And it all started with this one individual. And I've been reminded that if it wasn't this individual, it would have been another because that spark was always inside of me. But this individual, AJ Mirzad, was my first ever coach. I started as a personal trainer, was lost in all my ways. I loved what I did, but monotonous tasks become robot like. Any job that you're doing over and over in the same way, you start to look at the clock. You're not paying attention to who you're helping. I was doing a disservice to myself and my clients. And it took me a few years to realize that. And what I was doing is sitting on the back in the office of my personal training facility on the internet. And it was one day that AJ Mirzad's ad came across and hit me in the face. I don't even know what platform I was on. I think it's Facebook, but it doesn't matter. I help in person trainers take their business online. All right, that's interesting. So it tickles my fancy. My introverted, not so hardworking ass goes home and says, Mom, I think I'm going to go to this thing in New York. This guy is showing people how to be a trainer online. What? You've never traveled on your own. You've never gone out of state, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know. Something just feels right about it. And so I did it. I went to this event in New York. I don't know what it cost, $500 or something. And I was in a room of like minded individuals, people that saw it the same way as I did. They saw this life beyond just going to the gym every day and training their clients hour after hour, gaps in the day. Oh, I got a client at 12. I don't have another one till 2. Might as well dick around and do nothing. It gets old. And so I'm there around these other people that had a vision for themselves. And I went home and I'm like, man, I want to ride the coattail of this guy. I want him to take me under his wing. So I hired him with $5,000 that I didn't even have. I put it on my local credit union credit card, man. Barely had any credit established at this point. Forget how old I was. What was I, 19 years old, maybe? Something like that. Just got done with my bodybuilding. At least I had a little dedication to put towards that. I was a bodybuilder, but that wasn't going to amount to much in life as a whole. I wasn't going to be a provider, doing all the things I want, having what I want, going where I want. No way, man. Not as a bodybuilder. So I did it. I hired him. And everything he told me to do, I remember there was this 10x checklist to begin working with him. And I would meticulously go through each of those check marks. All right, I did that. I posted 10 times. All right, I did my first live video. I did. And I was so intentional because I had just spent money that I didn't have. And it was the first time where I felt like I was coming alive. And I give him so much credit because I see it from my lens as, man, this guy just brought about a different version of me. He really unlocked who Tyler Kelly really is. And some beg to differ and they tell me, hey, dude, you had that in you. Whether it was him or someone else, it would have happened. But once again, it doesn't matter because it happened. And I'm here now, years later, doing what I love, changing thousands of lives. And AJ was the one that I just put on a pedestal, man. Have you ever had someone in your life that you set up on that pedestal and you just idolize them, everything about them, even if they only have one thing that you want, if they have the relationship of your dreams, or maybe they have financial success and you're like, dude, that guy's the shit, or they just have one car that you love, you put them on that pedestal and you're like, man, I look up to them. You got to be careful how much advice you take from someone like that because they may not have it all. And AJ surely didn't have it all, but I thought he did at the time. And to me, he was a great coach because he was teaching me the ways that I didn't have the path to, which was how to become a businessman. I didn't know how to run a business. You kidding me? So that checklist and everything he was doing within online super coach and that program helped me become the man that I am now by starting logical lifting, helping people one by one online, realizing, hey, I can charge the same price, not screw anyone over, have a completely kind heart, and take all the money home. I could charge the same price as my training facility, if not less, many times I did, and take home 100% of the money and get paid for my time and my efforts and my expertise than to make 20% of what the personal training facility has taken me. That was awesome. So that just set me on a path. I was going to these entrepreneurial events and taking in more of what AJ had given me. Wow, this environment is infectious. It's invigorating. And that's where I kept the pedal down. I kept going. But then guess what? This coaching process got me to a point where I realized I was at another dead end. I realized I was helping 30 to 40 people online, making good money, and I was getting tired of it, just in the slightest. But I had this ability to look ahead and ask myself, like I did with personal training, man, 3 or 5 years down the road, am I going to be as obsessed with what I'm doing the way I am right now? Probably not. And so that's where this company came, Instashred. Instashred is here because we're able to leverage the process and outsource what we do at an even greater rate. Help as many people, impact as many lives as possible to live that frickin' 10 out of 10 life. Everyone deserves that. Every man deserves that. I know you're out there grinding, you're hustling, you're providing, but if you don't have your health, what do you have? What do you have? The relationship, the money, the family, the friends, the travel, the cars, the houses, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if you don't feel good every day. It doesn't matter if you don't walk in the room and everyone's like, dude, that man has got it going on. I want what he has. That's pillar number one. And I think a lot of people are going through the day. And matter of fact, I know a lot of people are going through the day to day and they don't think about that. The number one pillar in their life, they're just going through the motions, baby, earning more, teaching more, catering to their people, their staff, their family, their children, and they're forgetting, man, your body, your vessel, your health, your mind. You want it sharp as a tack. It all needs to be in line for you to live the most fulfilled life. Man, gives me the freaking goosebumps just talking about. But my coaching experience, my first ever coach, was so important to me. And since then, I held myself to that discipline of hiring coaches. Tyler, if you need to get better in any area of life, you hire a coach. You get someone who's been there and done it better than you. You get someone who's already doing it the way that you want to do it. And you get that feeling when you see them like, oh man, they have what I want. They had it. Go hire them. You're going to take a shortcut. You're going to take a freaking shortcut instead of going through all the trial and error, which is still admirable. Busting your ass and working hard towards anything is great, but why wouldn't you work smarter, not harder? That was one of AJ's lines. God bless his soul. AJ is no longer with us, but that was one of his lines that stuck with me. Work smarter, not harder. And people ain't doing it, man. Even those that are trying to get their health right. They're going to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. They're doing the cardio. They're trying to eat on the ketogenic diet or the paleo diet. They're cutting out carbs and they're just eating meat. Dude, nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating on those ways. Kind of. Not really into those. No benefit. Way more cons. But why would you do something that you don't want to do? How long is it going to last? How much willpower do you have? Come on, we're all human beings. Why would you want to willpower your way through life when you can make it smooth sailing, stress-free? It sounds like a facade, like a dream, but it's not. I'm living it. I have what most people want, not in a conceited way. No. I'm just saying that I've figured out the key. I've had the blessing of figuring out, hey, this is what creates the good life. And it starts with that health pillar, man. And that has been my obsession for the last 15 years, is to hand that down to other people. Man, you'll never know how good healthy feels until you're there. And there's a little bit of struggle getting there, but why not make the process as easy as possible? And that's what we do here at Instashred. So Every opportunity I get to hire someone to make me better, I fricking do it. And you should do the same. Think about it. Have you had a health coach lately that's given you all the tools, given you the 10 out of 10 life? Think about it. Are you settling for a 5, a 7 out of 10 daily and you don't even know it? You come home from work and maybe you're too tired to play with the kids, or your wife's making dinner and you're kind of just zonking out on the couch. You take your shower and you're just kind of vegging. Dude, do you know what it feels like to have energy through that portion of the day? To not hit the midday slump, to feel like a champ after work? It's a freaking thing. I'm 32 years old. Sometimes people try to throw the excuse, well, you haven't hit 40 yet, and this and that. Dude, get out of here. You know how many 40, 50, 60-year-olds I know? One of my best friends is a 62-year-old man, and he acts like he's 25. I shit you not. The amount of trips and adventures I've taken with him, he is an absolute stud. He doesn't run out of energy, at least not any less than a 25-year-old actually would. Dude, that dream life is out there. And if you end up seeing this and you get to this point 11 minutes in and you realize, man, I could use an expert in an area of my life, maybe even this area, health and fitness, go get it. Even if it's not us here at Instashred, especially if you're a provider, a supporter, a go-getter, man. You're the head honcho of your life, of your family, of your friend group. Dude, you got to get this in line, because you're just going to through the roof, man, when you've got your health and your fitness and your mental clarity. You're sharp as a tack. Oh, feels so good. I digress. I hope you found some value in this. My first coaching experience took me on this path of realizing, dude, there's so many individuals that we can aspire to be like. Go ride their coattail. Go follow them. Go let them take you under their wing and do everything they say. Because if you lock in, you'll get what you want. I hired another coach earlier this year that's been one of the best yet. Oh my gosh, he's on another level, completely changed his life. And he's leading by the millions. He's got more social media followers than you know. And he's making a massive impact. It's insane. His culture is infectious. So I'll leave you with that. If you need any support from me, from us here at Instashred, please head to the website, instashred.com. Check us out. Description down below has got a bunch of information, free resources. We are throwing it all at you because that's what I love. That was the goal from the inception of this brand. And we're not even close to done, man. We're still just a little speck in the sky. That's why if you see this and you're here right now, I appreciate you. Almost 13 minutes in. Who's listening to this guy 13 minutes in? Come on now. But hey, I got it going on. We got a lot of people that have it going on with an Instashred. Over 4,600 transformations to date. And you can have it going on too. With that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And maybe we'll see you soon in another video.